What is up, guys and gals? It's me, your old buddy Mistermoose, and today we're back with a daily dose of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. Here we are, my favorite little place in the game, the Junkyard, where we normally pick up all our project cars, and there's all kinds to choose from. Got the little Cape here, the TBX over here, but none of these are going to be our car today. No, I found another little doozy that we're going to build. I talked about doing the Dodges, and that's probably going to be our next project, but first, we got to do this bad boy. It's a tow truck. Yeah, I told you about this one the other day. Fulysic has made this mod for the game, and I looked at it and thought, it's all right. The pictures on the internet didn't do it justice. Got it in the game and took a look at it and was like, okay, now I gotta have one of those. I mean, how legit would we be with our own tow truck? You know, customer calls up, I had an accident over here and I can't get my car moved. Yeah, we'll send our rollback over to pick you up right now. Yeah, we're super legit at that point. I mean, we'd like be a leg up on all the competition. We don't have to call somebody else to tow it. We just do it ourselves. Oh yeah, we're big time with our own tow truck. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to work on today. We'll get that done and then we'll jump into the Dodge DLC afterwards. You can see how good it looks in this picture as compared to the one on the internet. He's got that like blue wave water looking thing on the internet. It doesn't look that great. But anyways, yeah, so pretty cool. It's got a little i4 in it. $47,609 for that hunk of junk. Holy shnikes, that thing's expensive. How many thousand miles do we have? 77,000 miles on it, or excuse me, 70,000 kilometers on it. Yeah, I'm definitely thinking this is for us. Low mileage, beat up and rusted, neglected. I mean, whoever owned it never used it, but we'll certainly put it to use. So let's buy this baby and send it back to the shop. And then we will we'll get started with it. So yeah, let's buy that and send it back to the garage. Alrighty, let's take a look at our big green turd here. See what we got. It does look just horrible, doesn't it? Oh wow, how can something with this low mileage look this bad? Alright, as it sits, we're at $38,676. That means we're about $10,000 in the hole. Boy, do we have a whole lot of work to do, and we're gonna have to buy a ton of parts on this. Now, as it sits, you would think, you know, maybe wash it, wax it, and it'll, you know, look a little bit better and buy a few parts for it. Just keep in mind that as it sits, we have to replace every body panel on this. It is a modded vehicle, and because of a glitch in the game, any kind of body panels or whatever on a modded vehicle can't be repaired right now. There is a mod in the forums that claims to, you know, straighten that out, but I'm not even going to bother with it because once the Steam Workshop gets in, you shouldn't have any problems repairing body panels. But just keep that in mind when you're looking for a car in the junkyard. If it's a mod, man, don't even bother with worrying about whether it has all the parts to it, because you can't repair them anyways. Now, the parts that you pick from the junkyard, that's a whole nother story. If you go and you pick all the body panels for this, if they're over 17%, you should be able to repair them at your workbench if you've got the body panels perk already unlocked. So anyways, if you enjoyed today's build, make sure you smack that like button for me. Leave a comment down below, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We do try to do new content each and every day. And of course, what really helps out is if you share the videos with your friends. Spread the word. All right, so taking this baby apart. Wow, there's 2 drive shafts on this thing. Well, that's cool. Of course, there's no coupling up here to, or any like pillow bearing to support it. But, you know, that's because of the constraints of the game, so I'm not going to bust him on that one. I'm not really going to bust him anyways. I'm amazed at what these guys are able to do within the constraints of the game. I mean, like I said, normally, like, if you had something that had 2 drive shafts spanning the length of the wheelbase, you'd have some sort of, you know, flange-mounted coupling or pillow bearing or, you know, something that would... I'm trying to get this drive shaft. There it is. Something that would support that joint, you know, either the drive shaft would have a pillow bearing that it went through that supported the drive shaft, or you would have a mounted coupling up here that both of those would bolt into. So it wouldn't just be hanging there in midair. It wouldn't last for long. But those things don't exist within the game, so therefore he just has to make do with what he has. And so you got to give him a little leeway. So if you're already cracking your fingers right now to be the keyboard warrior and go, well, that's highly unrealistic. Yeah, I understand it is, but they can only do so much. Like, they can mod body panels, which I never really have understood this. And again, I'm not a modder, so I don't claim to have any understanding of how it's all done. But it's interesting to me that you can mod the body panels and you make a rollback bed, but you can't mod engine parts. So that part of it, they just kind of have to stick with what is in the game for that part of it. So I'm just happy to have a rollback. This is something that should have been in the game in the beginning. I mean, this is something that there should have been two types of wreckers in the game. You should have had a rollback like this, and then you should have had the more traditional, like, Ford pickup truck with the boom on the back of it. They should have had that, Hint, hint, red dot. Wrecker DLC. I'm just saying, it'd be a good idea. Speaking of DLC, if you check out the forums, you'll see that on the 5th of October, it does look like the free DLC for the tuning DLC will be released, which means that we get the ability to tune the engines and stuff, soup up our automobiles. That'll be kind of nice to have. So that, again, that is a free DLC that is going to be released for everybody to download on the 5th of October, if I read the forums correctly. And then the next paid DLC will be the Jeep DLC, which I'm loving the idea of. I'm a little confused by it. I don't know what's going to be in the DLC. The Mazda DLC only had 2 cars. The Dodge DLC only had 2 cars. The Jeep DLC, they did a little thing on Facebook about what do you want the artwork to be. And they showed like 9 different Jeeps. Ranging from Cherokees to Wranglers to the old CJs, even the Willys were on there, the old military Jeeps. So I don't know what's going to be in the pack. If it has 9 different variations of the Jeep in there, that would be amazing. The one picture that wasn't up there that was a little of a bummer. I mean, if you're going to do a Jeep DLC, how do you do the Jeep DLC without the Comanche? That was, I mean, yeah, you do like a CJ, a Wrangler, a Cherokee, and the Comanche, and the Willys Jeep. I mean, if you do those, then that would be cool. But I don't know how you do it without doing a Comanche. I mean, that's... I don't know. Maybe people don't get into Jeep pickup trucks like other people do. But, gotta explore all your options, right? Be cool if it has, like, winches and stuff in there that you can put on the front. Customization, that's the one thing that's really missing from this game, is the ability to add in some like fog lights to the front or additional little things onto it. All right, repair all these up. There we go. Let's see where we're at with this. We'll sort by name, as I always do. Bottom suspension arm is trashed. We got double wishbone suspension on this. 1 bottom suspension arm, 1 brake caliper, 1 brake cylinder, a couple of discs, couple of pads, a couple of knuckle covers, couple of knuckles. Ooh, this is starting to get costly. Front sway bar, inner tie rods, outer tie rods, always, along with 12 bushings. The steering rack is bad. Front linkage, upper suspension arm. Wow, we got a lot of parts we gotta buy this time. Anyways, all right, let's jump into the shop. see what we can buy. So I needed one of these, couple of these, couple of these. Then we're coming down here, 2 of those, 2 of these. And then we're doing the beefy one here, the big one. 2 of these. Then we were good there. We needed 1 of those, 2 of these, 2 of those. Then we come down here to the rubber bushings. We need 12 of them for this one. There we go. Oh, I went for steering. I got in a hurry. 1 of those, couple of these. And then for brakes. For brakes, we needed 1 of those, 2 of these, and 2 of those. Should be it. If memory serves me correctly. Alright, so we go put our Crossmember in first. You gotta have something for everything to mount on, so you gotta do that first. Put the bushings in. Now, you can do it however you want to, but I'm just doing it in a more realistic manner. So we'll go put this one in. And then if I can squeak through there, should be able to get that one in. Here we go. Our flight around the car has concluded. Oh, you know what? Might as well come over here and do them. I failed again at it. It's just one of these days, one day, I will come right out of there and do the, you know, the shocks first. Some of y'all probably take bets on whether I'll do it. Yeah, I bet he doesn't do it this time. Oh, he didn't. What else is in the forums that doesn't make me want to kill myself? Oh. Yeah. Today was supposed to be a doom and gloom day. I saw in the forums and I was a little bit... I'm recording this on Tuesday for Wednesday, right? So the patch is supposed to come out today for 1.3.6, and it was supposed to include, unfortunately, a removal of the transport fee or transportation fees, which I think would be a bad move. And when I read that the other day, I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they cowered to the whole complaints that were going on in the forums. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And especially when you see how they went about it. So they put a straw poll up, and the first straw poll they put up, you could vote as many times as you wanted to on it. There was no way to stop you from voting multiple times. So all of a sudden it shot up with like hundreds of remove it votes, and then it shot up with hundreds of double the fees votes, which was funny. Only like a few people voted to, you know, keep it. Well, that's obviously going to happen because the only people in the forums are the people complaining for the most part. The people who are happy with it pretty much are not out there, you know, patting red dot on the back every time going, attaboy, another great patch. Thanks, man. It's not really the way it works. It's usually going to be all the people who are complaining. And, you know, and I said it before, your forums represent less than 5% of your actual community. They're just, you know, most of your people don't really care about all that stuff. Most people don't ever go to the forums. It's just not their nature. Buy the game, they play the game, and that's it. And most people play it blindly. Most people are completely shocked when all of a sudden they find out there's a DLC or something coming out. But anyways, so they have this poll, and the first poll they put up had a total of like 800 votes on it. No, it's like 600 votes. It wasn't even 800. It was like 600 votes. And the 600 votes it started out with all the nay people voting, and then all of a sudden all the people who wanted it doubled, you know, suddenly voted, which I'd be surprised. There's like 600 votes. I'd be surprised if more than 100 people voted. But anyways, so they took that one and they ixnayed it, and they put another poll, straw poll up, where you could actually, you had to register or whatever to vote. But apparently the registration process was a little bit flawed, where people were having to do the whole thing like 5 times just to get one vote in, and people just gave up on it and were frustrated with the whole deal. So anyways, altogether they had less than 1,000 votes combined. If you combine the 2 polls together, less than 1,000 votes. And off of that, they based their decision to remove the travel fees because, quote unquote, the community has spoken. 1,000 votes is not a community, okay? Especially when the game has sold over 200,000 copies, or right at 200,000 copies. I think it's 198,000 copies as of today, right? So 1,000 votes is less than 1%. I mean, it's not even half of a percent. And you're sitting there saying the community has spoken? No, just the squeakers in the forums have spoken. Your actual community, you know, probably didn't care. They were like, oh, okay. There's been a perk there for a long time. I was wondering what that perk was about. Now I know. I'll take the perk. But yeah, so apparently what they've decided to do, though, because I woke up today and is expecting the patch to roll out and remove it, but I guess at the last minute the governor gave us a stay of execution, and looks like I guess they're gonna, you know, readdress this and think about making it an optional thing where you can check mark whether you want it in there. You know, I guess you can decide whether you want to play the game on easy street or just terribly complicated and hard. Cause yeah, that $500 is gonna break your economy. So at least they're gonna leave it in there for some of us who want it. I would say the overwhelming majority of people who play the game really don't care about it. And you know, and if you really read the discussions and you read the comments that some of the people are putting on there, they don't even disagree with it. I think a lot of people some people I think just argue it to argue it. But if you read some of the discussions, they're like, I don't mind paying the fee, but $500 is just so much. Are you kidding me? Have you looked at the prices in the game? I mean, if you're going to complain that that's too much, you need to complain that the brake jobs generated too much money. You need to complain that you can repair brake shoes, okay? You can't repair brake shoes in real life. It's not possible. I mean, you can turn them into AutoZone or wherever you buy your brake pads and stuff from, and they can repair them, but you can't. Body shops don't, you know, re-rivet brake shoes and stuff back in, or automotive, you know, mechanics. They buy their shoes from somebody else and then they put them on. They don't have an asbestos factory in the back or whatever they're made out of now, where they, you know, press them and nah, it doesn't happen. So yeah, I don't see y'all complaining about this. I don't see you complaining about the, you know, $8,000 exhaust manifold job, or, you know, replace the exhaust pipes jobs that are just highly ridiculous. I don't know. Take the good with the bad, take the bad with the good. Let's see. Let's get back into this. I'll get off my soapbox. Brake drums. Gotta have 2 of those. Gotta have... Well, we don't need brake pads. I don't know. I'm starting to get into the whole mode of I think I'm just going to delete brake pads. Because, again, it's one of those things that irks me. I'm sort of like, you can't repair those. No. You know. But anyways, for this build, we'll keep them. I guess I should practice what I preach, right? Okay, well, fine. Deleted. Here. We'll buy brake shoes. I mean, you can do it. Like, when I'm doing the builds, I don't like to do a brake job. If a brake job calls for me to replace a rotor on the vehicle, right? If it calls for me to replace these, I'm not putting the used brake pads back on. Somebody in a live stream the other day was saying, yeah, you didn't have to replace the brake pads. Well, yeah, it did. Nobody in their right mind's going to put a brand new rotor on and not replace the brake pads. That's just not going to happen. Drum reel cylinders are good. Let's see. What else do we need here? I'm completely lost at this point. Let's see. Leaf springs, good. I need one U-bolt. Knuckle housing B, I need one of those. 2 rear shock absorber Bs. 2 caps. 2 rear springs. Let's see. So I need 2 bushings because we're building a coil spring rear end. So I'm going to need 2 rubber bushings for the control arms, which are good. The axles are good. The spring caps are good. These never seem to not repair up. That kills me too. These are parts that probably if they wore out, they wouldn't be repaired up. The wheel hub 4s are good. So pretty much it's really this piece right here is the one thing that we got to replace. Oh, and the axle's bad. Oh, well, coil spring rear drive axle. All right, so we got to get that. Okay. I think I've got an idea on the parts for it. All right, so while we're in here, we go ahead and get 2 drums, 2 sets of shoes. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that from now on. Because I've been sitting around thinking about it. I'm like, how many things in the game are just highly unrealistic as far as what you get to repair back? Because I was talking with EVR yesterday about harmonic balancers, and like, he's like, how many times do you get to repair the harmonic balancer? And I'm like, well, in all honesty, I shouldn't be able to. And I don't think I ever get them repaired anymore. But he was talking about he has a chance to, some. And I'm just like, hey, you really shouldn't be able to. A harmonic balancer, when it goes kaput, it separates into 2 pieces. And you really don't have a way to put it back together. Let's see. So I got the right coil spring rear drive axle. Got that part. And I am completely lost as to where I'm at right now. So just deal with it. Oh yeah, I needed one of these. I got the leaf spring down to here. Got one of those. 2 of these. 2 of those. 2 of these. The control arm was good. So that should bring us down to 2 of these. And that was good. I think that's it. Should be it. And I know I'm the oddball. I know not everybody likes to play the game the way I do. And that I like to be a bit more on the less gamey side of it, more realistic side of it. So, and some people hate me for that. And it's okay. Alright. And I think it's way too easy to make money in this game. Look, I'm sitting at $1.6 million. It's easy to make money in this game. It's simple. I am going to start all over again and build another profile soon. I'm waiting for them to get all these little things situated in the game and to make up their mind on what they're going to add into the game and what they're not going to add into the game, and get it all figured out so that I can actually play the game as the game was intended to be played. And then I'll go from there and I'll start a new account and I'll start from scratch again, because there are some things that, we were able to take advantage of in the beginning of the game that made it probably a little bit easier, you know. The fact that when I leveled up, we were able to, you know, do body panels at level 25 when you weren't supposed to be able to. That's one of those things that has always been in the back of my mind and kind of bugged me, that that perk wasn't enabled and that didn't function properly when I first started playing the game. So that we were able to, I was able to pick parts out of the junkyard, pick more parts out of the junkyard earlier than I should have been able to. So in that way, my game save's not 100% legit. It was at the time as far as the game was, but it's not the way the game is meant to be played. So I just don't relish the idea of going back in there and doing all of that stupid grind again. And it, you know, I'm the first to admit it's grindy, but you know, that's what gives longevity to the game. I know there are a lot of people who wish they would just take the whole leveling thing out and just let them do nothing but, you know, buy and restore cars. And I'll tell you this, you play the game for a couple weeks and you quit and you never play it again. And that's probably what would happen. At least there's a challenge to the game of working towards a reward. If there's no reward to work towards, you're going to lose interest in the game a lot faster. And those will argue with me that if the grind is too severe, then people will just stop playing the game and then work towards the end of it. I don't think the grind is too severe though. It gets a little wearing on you, especially when you're impatient and you want it now, which, you know, a growing number of people are highly impatient. They just want everything immediate, you know. They want to cheat their way through every game out there, or they just want games set up so that they don't actually have to do anything other than just do what they want. They don't want to play the games. Not as they're intended anyways. You know, Farm Sim, ATS, ETS, everything I play, everybody's always looking for the cheat. I get emails constantly looking for the cheats. Modern Realm 6C is what we need one of, and I didn't even look at the size on it. We're on 21s and 23s. Oh, probably should have paid attention to that. I guess the 23s go in the back, 21s go in the front. Interesting. So we get 2 sets of tires here too. Huh. All right. Modern Realm C6 23s. Doo-doo-doo. I mean, I would assume the bigger Realm went on the back, right? Realm Modern 6C. Modern C. There we go. And that's a 23 that we need. There we go. Did I buy the right Realm? I don't think I did. Nope, that's the Realm I needed. I bought that one. Oops. Yeah, for some reason I don't know. For some reason I was thinking the name was underneath it. Anyways. Alright, so tires for this. We need sport tires, 235 40s, and we need 223s and 221s. Wait, no, 235s and a 225. Interesting. 235 40 23s and 225 40 21s. Woo, how about that? Gotta think a little bit more. Whatever will my poor little brain do. All right, I need 2 of these as a 23 and as a 40, right? Yes. And then I need 2 of these as a 21 to 25. It's not going to let me buy 225. Ah, maybe he did that by accident. Anyways, all right, so I do the best I can there. I do with what I got. All right, so this is a 23, so make sure that it's got a 23 on it. That's good. And we'll lace that up. All right, 21 with a 21 on it. There we go. And then we'll go ahead and balance this guy. I can't wait to get this thing built out. That's going to be cool. It will become a regular fixture in the garage. I'm actually going to do a paint job for it. It's going to be a pain to try to figure out where all the parts are, I'm sure, but I got to do some sort of paint job for it. Got to have a moose head on it, all that good stuff, right? 21, good to go. And then it can just always sit over here or sit over there or something. A regular fixture of our garage. It will be sort of like our banner. There we go. So anyways, I guess the gist of my whole rant for today is just to point out the fact that if you're not a fan of it, you're going to get it looks like you're going to get an option to remove the whole cost of going to it. But if you are a fan, it looks like they're going to do the right thing and give you the ability to keep that in the game, which is good stuff. I much prefer that than just blindly taking it out. All right, so let's put a 23 on the back. Doo-doo-doo. And we'll get that one. That's the wrong rim, isn't it? It is. I put that on the wrong rim. I gotta take it off and fix it. Silly, silly, silly. I was looking at it, I was like, that doesn't look like a lot of support for a tow truck rim. Well, I tried about the wrong rims. Alright, let's go get the other one off. Yeah, that wouldn't be... I don't think that would be enough support for a tow truck. Maybe it is. But it's not going to be on this one. So we'll strip that off there. And we will try this again. Let's get it right. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Yep. Do that. So we'll finish up the tow truck build tomorrow. And, you know, we'll do the power for it and put it in there, paint it up, and we'll be done with it. And then our next video, the next couple of videos are going to be the Dodge DLC. I think I've had enough time away from the V8s that we can go build it. So we will start with the Dodge builds. I'll do the Challenger first. I don't know. I mean, do y'all really want... some people keep saying Charger, but I mean, basically, we've already done the Charger when we did the Daytona Charger, and or the Charger Daytona. Excuse me. Let me get the... There we go. All right, make sure that's the same rim as that is. Yes, as that is. Excellent. Oh, well, let's put that back up. A couple of things I want to do while we're here. So let's go back into the parts. Let's go into engine. Search for fuel. I want to go ahead and get everything on the underside just done, with the exception of the exhaust. Because really, I can't hang the exhaust. I feel stupid if I hang the exhaust before I've hung the engine. That really wouldn't be... That would be, again, on one of those not really right things, so... But we can go ahead and put the fuel tank in. And put the fuel pump in. And then we'll jump back here to the back, put that fuel tank in. And somehow find the fuel pump. We'll put that in there as well. Alright, so that part is done. So all that is left under here to do will be the exhaust. Put the exhaust in. And put the drive shafts back in once we get the engine in there. So that part of it is good. And we can go ahead and just go ahead and get this stuff done too. We'll take the brake servo, ABS pump. Got 2 batteries in here. All right, here's one little glitch thing here. Can't take this out, but if you go to the bottom, well, wait a minute. Where's... Oh, there's a clip on it. I didn't think it had any clips on it. It's in here upside down. Air filter base, air filter cover. It's in upside down, so you got to come down here and take the bottom of it off first. To get the air filter, you got to go through this little hole. You can take the base off of it. Oops. That ain't right. Air filter base. I need a cover, 4 of these, and an air filter. So let's go ahead and get that done. Buy that. Buy the base. Oh no, I didn't need the base. I needed the cover. Oh well. Throw another one into the old warehouse over there. There we go. At some point there will have to be a radiator put into this thing, as it is missing that. So we got to put the base in first, upside down, and then we'll go through there to put the air filter in, and then we'll put the cover on it, and then we can put all these little clips in. Oh yeah, and then put the ABS pump in. So here's one little thing about this mod. And grab the ABS module because it didn't have one. When you're building this mod and you're going to do the air filter, in order to get this clip on, put the clip on first and get the air filter done. If you don't do the clips prior to putting this ABS pump on, you'll never get this clip done, because once you put the module in, you can't see anything but the module. You can never actually access that clip. If I tried to take that clip off, I can't get to it without going through the ABS module, the way he's got that all crammed in there. So all right, looking good, looking good. What are we looking at price wise now on this thing with all of that done? 76,436. We're making way on it. we're making headway. All right, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. If you've enjoyed it so far, make sure you hit that like button for me. And of course, share the video with your friends. Help spread the word about the channel for me. Leave a comment down below. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'll try to do new videos each and every day. So anyways, have a good one, everybody. Stay safe. I will see you tomorrow. We'll wrap up this guy tomorrow, and then we'll move into the Dodges, as I said, towards the end of the week. Until tomorrow, stay safe. Have a great day. God bless you. Bye-bye.